Gagra, Gagra Georgian, Gagra Abkhaz and Russian. Gagra is a town in Abkhazia, Georgia, sprawling for 5 km on the northeast coast of the Black Sea at the foot of the Caucasus Mountains. Its subtropical climate made Gagra a popular health resort in Imperial Russian and Soviet times. It had a population of 26,636 in 1989, but this has fallen considerably due to the ethnic cleansing of Georgians in Abkhazia and other demographic shifts during and after the war in Abkhazia in 1992–93. Gagra is the center of the district of the same name. It is located in the western part of Region of Abkhazia, and River Psou serves as a border with Krasnodar Krai of Russia. Etymology. According to some Georgian scholars, Gagra is derived from Gagra, meaning walnut in the Svan language. According to the Soviet sports tourism master Bondaryev, the name of the city originates from the local Gaga clan. According to Professor V. K. Varchaija, Gagra *Gakra means the holder of the coast in Abkhaz. Gagra was mentioned as Kakara on old maps. History. The town was established as a Greek colony in the kingdom of Caucasus, called Triglyte, ancient Greek, Triglyte, inhabited by Greeks and Colchians. Caucasus came under the control of the kingdom of Pontus in the 1st century BC, before being absorbed by the Roman Empire, which renamed the town as Nitica. Its geographical position led the Romans to fortify the town, which was repeatedly attacked by Goths and other invaders. The town and the whole region of Caucasus remained part of Byzantine Empire. It became a major trading settlement in which Genoese and Venetian merchants were prominent. Trading in the town's main exports wood, honey, wax, and slaves. The name Gagra appeared for the first time on a map in 1308, on a map of the Caucasus made by the Italian Pietro Visconti, which is now in the Library of St. Mark in Venice. Gagra within the Russian Empire. In the 16th century, Gagra and the rest of western Georgia was conquered by the Ottoman Empire. The western merchants were expelled, and the town entered a prolonged period of decline, with much of the local population fleeing into the mountains. By the 18th century, the town had been reduced to little more than a village surrounded by forests and disease-ridden swamps. Its fortunes were restored in the 19th century when the Russian Empire expanded into the region, annexing the whole of Georgia. The swamps were drained and the town was rebuilt around a new military hospital. Its population, however, was still small. In 1866, a census recorded that 336 men and 280 women, mostly local families or army officers and their dependents, lived in Gagra. The town suffered badly in the Russo-Turkish War 1877–1878, when Turkish troops invaded, destroyed the town, and expelled the local population. Russia won the war, however, and rebuilt Gagra again. In 1904, the town was discovered by Duke Alexander of Oldenburg, a member of the Russian royalty. He saw the potential of the region's subtropical climate and decided to build a high-class resort there. Having raised a large sum of money from the government, he built a palace there for himself and constructed a number of other buildings in an eclectic variety of architectural styles from around Europe. A park was laid out with tropical trees and even parrots and monkeys imported to give it an exotic feel. Despite the expensive work, the resort was not initially a success, although it did later attract a growing number of foreign tourists visiting on cruises of the Black Sea. Following the founding of the resort, the area was ceded from Sukhum Okrug to Black Sea Governorate in 1904. Gagra under the Soviet Union. In the Russian Revolution of 1905, a local uprising produced a revolutionary government in the town, which founded a short-lived Republic of Gagra. This was soon defeated, and the revolutionaries arrested en masse. The First World War a few years later was a disaster for Gagra, destroying the tourist trade on which it depended. The Russian Revolution shortly afterwards saw the Bolsheviks take over the town, despite a brief French attempt to repel them during the Russian Civil War. The town was firmly incorporated into the new Soviet Union. The Bolshevik leader, Vladimir Lenin, issued a decree in 1919 establishing a workers' resort in Gagra, nationalizing the resort that had been built by Oldenburg. It became a popular holiday resort for Soviet citizens, and during World War Roman II gained a new role as a site for the rehabilitation of wounded soldiers. After the war, various state-run sanatoriums were built there. The resort grew and was developed intensively as part of the Soviet Riviera. Gagra in post-Soviet Abkhazia. In the late 1980s, tensions grew between the Georgian and Abkhazian communities in the region. All-out war erupted between 1992 and 1993, which ended in a defeat of the Georgian government's forces. Hundreds of thousands of ethnic Georgians were expelled from their homes in Abkhazia and thousands were massacred in an outbreak of mass ethnic cleansing. Gagra and the Abkhazian capital Sukhumi were at the center of the fighting and suffered heavy damage. Monuments. The chief landmarks of Gagra are ruins of the Abata fortress 4th–5th century AD, a 6th century church of Gagra, said to be the oldest in Abkhazia, Marlensky defensive tower 1841, 19th century palace of the Prince of Oldenburg. International relations. Twin towns, sister cities. Gagra is twinned with the following city: Vladimir, Russia;